Hello everybody, how is it going? Just to note, my Twitch chat doesn't seem to be working, or at least I can't type into it, so I'm not sure if anybody else is typing into it, but it's not working for me. Just kind of worrying, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so I guess if that's the only problem we run into, it won't be too bad, especially if it's only not working for me. Yeah, so welcome back to another Making Monday. I'm Brian Locke. I'm a very tired Brian Locke today for some reason. Yeah, so I released a video on YouTube, I think it was yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. Can't really remember, but on the LED Matrix that we've been working on for the last couple of streams, just on the ESP, using it with the ESP8266. Yeah, I wonder is chat down or something. I don't know, it seems really weird. Yeah, so just kind of summarizing what we looked at on the stream a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, so you can check that out on YouTube. I can't post a link to it in the chat because my chat is broken, but yeah, so that's fine. So it would be a real pity if chat doesn't work from ye. Like I presume at this stage someone would have mentioned in the chat. Okay, yeah, I got a response from Dave Darko on Twitter saying can't chat either. That's really weird. I wonder is Twitch chat down or something? Let's go to the fountain of all knowledge, Reddit. See, is anybody posting? Yes, every chat is not loading 15 minutes ago. Twitch support. Okay, so it looks like there is an issue with chat. We're investigating. Where'd that go? We're investigating reports of channel pages and chat not loading. Hang tight. So that's bad. Yeah, okay. What can we do about that? We'll have to just have to see how it's going. Ooh, BitLooney Labs has a live stream at the moment. Bet he can chat. Yeah, okay. Well, what can we do? We'll just try move on with what we have. I suppose I may as well show me here. This is the wrong. Oh yes, this is screen share and desk, not screen share and me. There we go. That's the right one. Yeah, so I guess we can just move on. Okay, so yeah, as I mentioned, what I would like to do. Actually, yeah, let me upload this. This is if you've seen that video, the thumbnail was image of Mario, and yeah, so the process of me making that image was I drew up the image in paint.net, a 64 by 32 image, and then I converted it using this rinky-dink electronics image converter. So it's just this online tool where you upload the image and you get back a C file, and inside the C file is basically this data here. So that's where the image was coming from. So let me just upload that while we're waiting. But what I thought would be more interesting solution to that. So like I was doing this on paint.net, exporting a PNG, uploading the PNG to this tool, getting back the file, opening that file, taking the code from it and putting it in this Arduino sketch here. And I was kind of thinking that we could probably skip a ton of those steps, especially because like if I tried it out and it didn't look right, I had to go back through all of them all over again. And I thought, wouldn't it be cooler if you could just draw on the screen directly from a web interface? So I was thinking that that's what we might try to do today. So like the first thing that I'd like to get set up is just probably WebSockets. Yes, there's Mario not being picked up right by my webcam, but you get the idea. It actually seems to work a little bit better from the side, so yeah, he looks pretty good, but like, wouldn't it be much easier to just draw that straight on the screen? Focus on me. Yeah. Oh, this brings me back to the days of doing live streams with nobody watching because I don't see any comments or proof that there is people watching. Just 1 second. Yeah, so I was thinking of maybe using WebSockets, which is kind of a good two-way communication. So like if you're not familiar with web development, sometimes it's a little bit kind of confusing how it's set up, but like if I host a web page on the ESP8266, I can put like JavaScript logic in that web page that doesn't impact on the ESP8266 at all. So you go to it with your browser, it downloads that web page off the ESP8266, and then if you're doing stuff in JavaScript at that stage, the ESP isn't involved at all anymore. So what I was thinking about doing is having a web server that hosts up this page, and then have a WebSocket server that this page communicates back to the ESP8266 with. So like ideally what you would have is kind of like this grid on the screen. Hey, thanks for the follow, Oberger. It's the only way people can communicate with me is follows. Yeah, so have a square and, you know, have a color picker, and, you know, if it's a 64 by 32 LED matrix, that, you know, you'd have 64 by 32 squares, and like, so if I color in that top left square, it'll change that one. I don't know if we'll get to all of that today, but I think a good first step would just be having the WebSocket stuff set up and being able to control one of the pixels. So like if I send a message that's 0,0 and then the color code, which is kind of a weird color code actually as well. Like you would normally expect, you know, color to be represented in with 6 digits. Thanks Johnny for the follow. You'd normally expect it to be represented with 6 digits, but it's only represented with 4. So like red is, you know, it's like F something. I don't know. There's a red in here somewhere because Mario has red on him, but like, yeah, you get the idea though. It's this one. F8 is like full on red, as far as I know. So we'll send in this code as well. So like the WebSocket, if we could send in X, Y, color, that should be everything we need to control a single LED. So yeah, if we did that, that would be a really good first step to making something where we can draw directly on it. Yeah, eventually you'd like to get to the stage where it's where it is you know, configurable to how big your grid is and all that good stuff. And even you could do stuff like export out after you've finished the drawing, like export out code like this, so you know it's repeatable and you could load it back in again and stuff like that. So yeah, it should be kind of interesting. Okay, I never actually realized how much not having chat makes it feel like I'm talking to myself, but yeah. Okay. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is look at probably a WebSockets example, if there is one. Built-in examples for any board. Wi-Fi, web server. I don't see WebSockets there. Maybe it's its own library. Let's check. See. A WebSocket library. Okay, it is. Looks like it could be its own library. I could make it a REST library either, just to like it might be okay because it won't be updating that fast. Maybe WebSockets is better. I'm not sure. This is super old. 7 years ago? Oh, it's forked. But even still, like 2 years ago for stuff. I thought it had a built-in one, but maybe it doesn't. What does Mac lighting use for WebSockets? Because that does have WebSockets. Wi-Fi manager, WebSockets by links, or do we know WebSockets? Okay, this seems to be a bit more active, like 13 days ago and stuff like that. Yeah, I think we'll use WebSockets. I think it makes the most sense. So I need to install that probably. File examples. Yep, so I don't have that installed. Let's go back. It has releases, so it's probably on the library manager, so we can install it through that. Web. Yes, let's all just use Twitter to chat with me. I'll keep my mentions up to date. So Dave Darko, LGB Kai, and Hassiter have all messaged me on Twitter so far. There's a big glow coming from this, lighting up my face. WebSockets. Maybe it's not there. Marcus Sattler. That does sound familiar. Yeah, this is the same one. Unless let me just open that. Yep. Definitely the same one. LGB Kai followed me. Thanks, LGB Kai, on Twitter. WebSockets. Yes, install. If I can get a WebSockets tool for Windows, we could kind of skip a bit of a step to WebSockets. There's probably even a WebSocket client. Simple WebSocket. Oh, I think I might already have it actually. Yep, perfect. I already have this tool. So I can just send the messages using this. rather than having to host a web page. So that'll kind of get, like, we'll break it down into steps. So the first thing I want to do is get a WebSocket server on the ESP8266. Then I want to get a WebSocket and that I can send it messages. Then I want to be able to control an individual LED with it. Then probably the next step would be to host a web page that has a WebSocket client on it. And then after that, it would probably be start doing a grid so you can manipulate the LEDs like by drawing. But I really don't think we'll get to all of that this evening. I'm pretty tired. So yeah, so let's look at WebSocket. Oh, Stomp, actually, that's a library for WebSockets, but let's, no, it's not WebSocket client I need, it's WebSocket server. And I'm pretty sure it can be a server. Yes, WebSocket server. Ooh, there was even one there called LED control, but use serial println. I think this is just a hash define that use, no, this is trying to use serial 1, which I don't like, but anyways, let's just get this example up and running and away we will go. Where does it connect to Wi-Fi? Oh, here. I've never seen that before. Wi-Fi multi-add. Yeah, weird. Wi-Fi multi. Never used that before. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Maybe what might be a better idea is if I bring the stuff from this example into I think this is the one that doesn't have my info in it. No, none of these have secret.h's. Okay, let me just add a secret dot. Let's create a new one. Let's add a secret.h. Secret.h. And I know I'm on screen. Wi-Fi pass. We'll save this in my sketchbook as basic web sockets. Let me update Twitter. Oh, I don't know if a lot of people just follow there. No, some of them are old. Man, that's such a pity about the chat. Like, are big channels being affected by this as well? Like, if you are trying to watch Shroud or Dr. Disrespect at the moment, do they not have chat either? Not that chat was much use to them in terms of, like, they just get so much that they can't read it. So if I do hash include secret.h, is it like that? I actually can't remember. So I open up another example to make sure I'm loading in the secret.h right, and I just don't want to load up one that has all my stuff in it. Okay. Yep, that's okay. Oh, yes, it's back. Thank you for testing, Dave. Yeah, man, that's so good that it's back. I missed you guys. Okay, let's take a look at basic WebSockets. LED Matrix. I'm just gonna take my normal UI code for connecting to interesting. I don't know why that's commented out. Comment and comment. Oh, you're still looking at me, aren't you? Whoops. Just wait for me for a minute. I'm gonna change some stuff. Okay, back to me. Hey, I'm finding it hard to read your name because it's green text. Oh, it's actually better on my OBS screen. Renegade Evil, EV. Yeah, so the end goal for this actually would be to give myself like a web interface for drawing on these displays. So like it's a pretty cheap display. It's like £20 to answer Subtix's question. Yeah, so just like I was drawing some pictures on it, and I was kind of explaining like the process for drawing the pictures on it is a bit kind of stupid. I'm making up a PNG and paint.net, exporting that, importing it into a converter, downloading the file that comes from that, putting that like opening that file and taking the code from it and putting it in Sketch. And I was just kind of thinking, wouldn't it be way cooler if you could just draw straight on the thing? So it's almost like I'm not familiar with them at all, but Light Brights was that just an American thing? I have seen people do animations on them. At the moment, I'm not overly interested in doing animations, but I'd say you could do animations. Hey David, and hey to everybody else. S.A.I. Druce, I have a perfect link for you. 1 second. I have a starter kit kind of project that I wrote up some stuff on what I recommend like buying, but I haven't gotten around to actually making the starter kit of it yet, or the code for it. So there should be some good stuff in there for you to take a look at. And hey Drew, thanks for joining. Must be kind of early over in the US, is it? Yeah, so yeah, if you have any questions on them, like let us know in the chat. Like I think a good few of the people here are pretty familiar with the stuff too, so yeah. Yeah, I went all out with the title screen. That actually took me no time whatsoever. There's like this online generator for it. Thanks for the follow, SAI Druce. There's an online generator for it, so if people didn't see it, it's like the all I can think of is unexpected things. Stranger Things. It's the Stranger Things intro, but like rather than people's names for like directed by whoever, I've just replaced with like random Arduino sort of stuff, like just playing with Arduinos or something. So yeah, that's not too late, I suppose. True, but yeah, it was. I thought it was kind of fun. I don't know, something weird, but it'll do. Hey, thanks for the bits, Drew. Appreciate it. Oops, that's the starter kit. No, it did this. You're obviously much more into Twitch than the rest of us, because I think half of us don't even know what bits are, including me of quite recently, to be honest. Yeah, so no, appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Okay, so that has my Wi-Fi password and details from secret.h now, and it should connect to the Wi-Fi. So now let's take a look at bringing in the stuff from the basic example. I probably won't be able to do that on this stream, but maybe other people could. I don't know. Maybe if you tweet me them, I can get back to you later. Would that be possible? If you're on Twitter, that might make it easier. Okay, so let's start pasting over stuff from this basic WebSockets example. This is basic WebSockets example. This is the WebSockets server. Okay, so we're gonna need this stuff, I guess. Let me open it on two screens. Okay. Don't need that Wi-Fi multi, whatever it's doing. I don't think, anyways. We'll find out. So we got this WebSockets server. I'll do that just above setup, I guess. Seems like the place to do that. I don't really like this hash define use serial thing. Just find it a little bit confusing, so I'll not use that. So this is the WebSocket thing. Use serial. I'm just gonna at the end I'm gonna do a find all and replace use serial with just serial. And then just the setup has some println stuff and a WebSocket on begin. And then in the loop we're feeding the WebSocket. Okay. Enjoy the lurk, Drew. I don't know if people know this, but there's a format hotkey on Arduino, Control T, and it just kind of tidies everything up, which is pretty nice. Yeah, that's actually a good suggestion by Dave there. If there's something in particular you want to work on, it would be good to let us know. So I think this should be everything to run this. I just need to replace that use serial. Let's grab this, control find, use serial. So I'm just going to replace that with serial. Replace all. Yep, looks pretty good to me. I think that stuff on the list would be perfect for you. So SAI Druce, it kind of has a few different sensors and things, and yeah, I think it would just be a good kind of starter kit. Hey Gavin, how is it going? Yeah, subtext. I use it's Visual Studio Code you're using, is it, or is it actual Visual Studio? Basically, one normally looks black and the other one normally looks kind of white. But yeah, I probably would move over. I probably would move over. But from show. Oh, interesting. This Visual Studio, because I know Visual Studio Code has plugins you can get for it too. I probably would move over to maybe Atom and Platform.io, but I want to be as accessible as possible. I want to be as accessible as possible for people coming in, and like, even if you use other stuff, you know how to use the Arduino IDE. But if you come in and see me working on Platform.io, it might look a bit scary for you or whatever. So yeah, that's why I stick with the Arduino IDE. And then, like, even when I'm working on stuff myself, I just use the Arduino IDE, because there's no point me like getting super used to another thing and then yeah. Okay, cool. So that should be us up and running. So let's try upload that. I guess I could do the. I don't know. I'll just leave it. See what happens. We'll see what that screen does when none of the GPIO pins are doing anything. Yeah, I used to use. Oops. I used to use Visual Studio in work a good bit as well. I used to do WPF stuff. I'm not doing that anymore. I guess I'll probably be using visuals. Maybe not. Yeah, I'll be doing some work with Unity soon, and that's normally done in C#, right? Which you would normally use Visual Studio for. I'm not too sure. I'll find out soon enough. I'm drinking chai ginger tea. It's pretty nice, actually. It's my first time trying it. I kind of consider myself a jack of all trades and master of none, but yeah, I did a lot of C# development. JetBrains Writer. JetBrains Writer. I do use the JetBrains plugin. It's not called Writer though, is it? Oh no, the JetBrains plugin I use isn't called Writer. What is it called? I can't remember. I guess this is the beauty of the internet, though. I can look up JetBrains. I use tools. ReSharper. Yeah. Is the tool I use, or JetBrains tool I use. Okay, so that's done uploading. So if we look at WebSockets, ugh, you want to see my SSID? How terrible. I suppose you don't need to see it if I don't show it to you. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of. Oops, I'm on the wrong board rated. So, I wasn't a big fan of C#. Well, some stuff was good in C#, like link statements were cool. That's the right. Oh, I don't start the serial. That's a problem. serial dot begin 11.5200. Yeah, link statements were pretty cool. Can I check my private messages on Twitch? I can after. Oh, I see one here. Yeah, I won't be able to review them on stream. SAI Drew, sorry, just from a timing perspective, but I can try to take a look at it afterwards if that chat stays around, and let you know what I think. What did Dave say? I really like Sublime text editing, but I used Visual Micro for a while and it was actually quite good. Purged my PC and never reinstalled it, so I guess I don't miss it. Yeah, it's always good for a while or every now and again to do a purge, and you'll really miss what you miss. I kind of have all these old hard drives full of stuff that I will check it out, Subtext, thanks. I have all these hard drives from PCs that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll have that now if I ever want to get stuff back off it, and I never do, so I don't know. Okay, serial monitor, yes, we're connected, 31, so let's bring in this guy, and we'll try go to 192.168.1.31. That didn't look great. What am I meant to do here? Yeah, like I presume that's all I need to do. Oh, there's a colon. No, that's the standard. WebSocket address protocol. It's not protocol. Example maybe. Yeah, you don't need to specify a port by the looks of things. Okay. Well, let's specify a port for the fun of it. Okay, you do need to specify a port. Cool. So if I was to send 0, 0, 0, what were those digits? I guess there's no point sending in the 0. We can assume that it's that. Yeah, we'll send it in. Why not? Chrome, simple web example. Okay, so let's send that. And now let's look in our serial monitor. And we got the text 0, 0, 0x07FF. Cool. Right, so that's step 1. So now what we need to do is start bringing in the display code into this, and write something that when we receive this message, we want to parse it out, get the X, Y, and the color out of it, and yeah, see how that goes. Converting this might be a bit interesting, but we'll see. We will see. Okay. Is there a function to parse hex? I don't know. String to hex. Arduino. Ooh. Never like when you get use str or out. str out. If not, I would be hell honored. Stack Overflow. This is our string streams. I didn't think this one through. Display, draw pixel. Is that code a color? That code will be a color. Web interface for a web display. You draw in the browser and it kicks out an array. Ah, that's interesting. What I was gonna do, David, was that it on change, like, so each pixel is a div or something, and on change of that div, or on touch, or on whatever, some event on that div, I would send a WebSocket message to say, hey, I changed and here's my new color. So rather than spitting out the entire array every time, I'm only updating the one that has changed. Whether that's good or not, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I can just pass in color though, Mike. I think I need to convert that to this uint 16. So string to uint 16. It is a nice function in my code. Yeah, that is the method that we'll need to use, but I think we'll need to pass in more than a string here. So we need to convert the string we get to pass into this. Cool, Dev. Thanks a lot. I will look at that. I'm gonna grab that link now. Oops. Can I move this? Let's see, truce. Just use ints instead of hex. Oh yes, that is almost exactly what I'm looking for. Div. Eventually, that's eventually what it will kind of become. But yeah, no, it's perfect. String streams can output hex. I don't know about 2 hex. Yeah. Okay, this looks like it might be fine. Sorry, I'm not showing you what I'm looking at. Oh. So I can pass in a character string and it looks like I can return back. I hope so, Melmoth. I hope so, because that's what this example is showing. I don't know what does it. Let's find out. Okay, so before we start drawing anything and bringing in the display, let's see if we can convert convert the message to where is it? Basic WebSocket example. Got text, yeah, so it's this text one that we're going to be working with. So the first thing we need to do is separate out between the commas. In PHP you do explode for this, but I don't know if there's an equivalent in Arduino, or do I need to use char array instead of string object? It doesn't help. Split, is that there? Perfect. Arduino string split. Substring. Okay, split is easier. Arduino strings don't seem to have a split. Oh yeah, that's true. What do I have? What am I getting here? Payload is of unt. Get text num payload. So percentage s. So it's probably a character. That's uint. It's a char array. Hey, unexpected maker. How's it going? Yeah, so I guess it's considered of type percentage s, so it's a character array. So it's not a string. Okay. So we need to separate comma separated values character array. Arduino. String, okay, str, okay. Yeah, I'm actually super not too familiar with what's available to me in C. Yeah, strork, comma separated. I don't think this stream should be blurry. Maybe other people could let unexpected maker. Can you hear the C? If I listen to a seashell, I can hear the C. Okay, so this looks like has what I need, but it's including string.h. Sorry, again, I'm not showing you what I'm looking at. So that's converting to an int, which I probably don't need to do. Oh man, I'm just too tired for this stuff today. It's also not C++. Okay, C++, split string, IO streams. I don't know, it couldn't be this vector. Okay, one last Arduino character array split. Use boost. I don't know what boost is. I can do draw pixel RGB 888. Okay, that looks like it could be interesting. So if I look at PX Matrix, that would make it easier for me. And we're looking at PX Matrix CPP. So there's so you will need to loop through the array of char values, I'm afraid. String. Well, I could convert it into a string. There's no issue with that. I guess this, well, either way I have to split it up. I wonder, is there any negative to doing it this way? RGB. No, it's probably easier to do it this way, right? So I don't have to convert it to X. No, we'll just we'll leave what we have with the pixels. That's a good suggestion, though. I'll keep that in the back pocket. Okay, so we're just going to iterate over it. And also, I didn't see a split in the string documentation, but maybe there is. Arduino string split. Did I spell it wrong? Variables string. I hate you, Arduino documentation. They keep changing it, and I never can figure it out anymore. Yep, don't see a split there. Anyways, we're just going to iterate over it. But I don't know how long. Oh, I do. I have the length. Alright, so that means, so I can just do for int I is equal to 0, I is less than length I plus plus. So let's just make sure that I'm iterating over it. Okay. Serial print, and we'll print out payload I. Right. You would know the length of the array with size of. Ah, okay. But yeah, it's a pointer though. Does that still work using length if it's a pointer? My pointers are terrible. Okay, done uploading. Let's see my serial monitor. Okay, we got a serial monitor. Now let's look at the okay, so it's sent. Didn't send anything good. Let's open that again. One dash, was it 31? 31, and then it was colon 81. Open, and I'm doing 1, 1, 0, x, blah blah blah. Doesn't matter. Interesting. I sure can. Okay, so that's not working for me. I need to convert it into... So it's coming in as what? It's coming in as a byte. I need to convert that to a string. Yeah, they do leak memory. It's to do with heap, that like if you keep giving it extra little fragmentations, it grows and grows and grows. So why isn't this printing out correctly? I'm testing it. I have no idea why. String payload. Let's give it a go, Dev. I'm try out anything. Serial dot print ln. Let's change this to a print. No, I can't change that to a print ln, and that would be printing every single thing. Serial dot print ln. Oops. Yes, there's no... To convert from uint to char. There's so many conversions. Kill me now. Uint 8 to char. Is it literally just... Can I cast? Okay, I can just cast, right? Whoever that is, because I can't read your writing, is or your name, is an ESP8266. The port. Yeah, I'm lazy, and so I can just do this. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, I can't. I'm assuming that's Gavin who was mentioning about the... That is a star too many. Oh no. So I just need to do char without this char without the star. Oh, okay. Let's see how it prints out. So we have that there. Got our simple web interface. Doesn't seem like it likes to connect again. I can just close maybe and open. Yeah, seems to work. Oh yeah, perfect. Yep, you're right. Melmet is correct. So Melmet, what is the error of my ways? So is it literally just that, or do I need to dereference it or something or whatever? Thank you, Melmet. I will learn pointers at some stage, I promise. But just maybe not this evening. Okay. I was actually working on a second video on Sunday as well. Probably will release, I don't know when I'll release it. It's almost finished though. It's just to do with setting up a Raspberry Pi as a headless server. It's nothing too exciting or anything, but I think it's just I don't know. I think it's the easiest way you can do that, so I said I'd just make a quick video on it, because I have a few different projects that I want to use Pi in, and I thought it would be good. Woo! Thank you, Melmoth. I thought it would be good to kind of give like a base project, and I thought it'd be good to do like a base project and base video to say like, hey, this is how I set that up, and now let's focus on the actual project rather than the setup part of it. So okay, so let's do int x int y. How are we going to convert to hex? Well, it's a uint 16t, is it, or uint 16? Don't call me late for dinner. I have not, actually. I've never really done any Python before. I wrote like one small Telegram bot in Python. That's the only thing I've ever done with it. Right, so so for stepping through this, do I need to just do it recursively? Okay, so let's do int comma count equals 0, and if grab an ASCII table. I don't understand what you mean. So I need to, 1 is not equal to 1. I could compare the output of this though, right? Also, I don't really oh yeah, I need to convert the number. All right. We are not converting string text, we're converting character arrays. Okay, so it's not actually int 8. Right, so I need to just keep counting until I have a number, right? So what am I doing? A char x array. Am I doing that right? Or I don't know, let's make it 4. See, these are all the things that I wouldn't normally show that I don't know how to do. Define array. Yeah, okay, I have that right. So if what am I doing here? If comma count thanks for the follow, Uber. Oops. Oh man, should I just convert this thing into a string? Fake with my edits all the time. Oh, for the sake of a stream, will I just convert this into a string? And yeah, let's worry about all of this later. So right. So there's just so much stuff that I'm having issues with at the moment. So string in payload. I think I can define this as like new. No, is a string. No, let's not worry about anything. In payload, right. Let's not worry about any of that. Is there a way to convert a character array to a string? Pretty sure there is. Convert character array to string. Arduino. Some characters string. So I need to cast the entire thing. I think this is what Dave was talking about earlier, right? Oh, sure. Let's go to it. Is there no constructor for the string that takes a character array? Just cast it to a char pointer. So it's a char. Since char uint is just a define, but that's a pointer, so it's just earlier to use str. Okay. If I like use the reference of payload and convert that to a char array, is that it? Or do I just say payload is a character pointer or whatever? I think that's I did here. Oh man, this is going well. Let's just see how this goes. Oh, I got rid of something, did I? What did I get rid of there that was causing a problem? In payload. Yeah, what's wrong with that jump to case? Crosses initialization. Oh, I can't have these in case statements. I don't know how many of these I actually need at the moment. Anyways, let's move them up here. Really showing off how much I rely on my object-oriented programming to do everything for me. I really must change my upload speed to be faster too. Okay, let's do that now. Right, so let's take a look at my serial monitor. That looks fine. No crashes yet. Expecting one now. It didn't crash. Get text. I didn't crash, but I suppose I'm also not doing anything with the string, so we don't know if it worked. Serial dot print in payload. Okay, it has to compile more because I changed the upload speed, which I always find kind of weird. It needs to redo all its compiling because I changed the upload speed. Doesn't seem to make sense to me, but I can do magic. Now I can do all this string stuff. The nice thing is that I've only 2 commas, so I can do index of and I can do index last of, and that will find me my 2 commas. So I don't need to like prune out the stuff. Okay, so that looks good again. Close, open, send. So hopefully we have it on the serial monitor twice, and we do. Okay, cool. Yeah, I probably watched those videos. Okay, so now we're kind of in my land now. We have a string. So is it index of? First comma equals index of. Oh, I can't define them in here. Int first comma second comma come on, Brian, get it together. Last index of. Right, so that should get me the 2 either side, right? So I need to just learn how to my wife is watching something on TV and I don't know what is going on. Sub string. So let's pull this gentleman in here. So from to index to the start string variable, so that's going to be our string variable of, yep, from the index to start the substring at, and then the index to the end, the index to end the substring before, so end the substring before this. So if I get the index of my comma, that would be up to it for the first one. Okay. Okay, so where is it now? So it's in payload dot substring. So the first one will be 0, comma, first comma. Now we need to do something with that, and I want to convert that to int. Alright, so I can just do 2 int on that. 2 int. And I should be able to put that into x then. And now we can do pretty much the same thing with y, except it's going to be start from, so it's probably first comma plus 1, and then it goes up as far as second comma. Oh, sorry, I haven't been looking at the chat in a while. Hey, thanks, Steve. Time to move to MicroPython. Maybe. Are all the cool kids not using CircuitPython? I'm taking a look at Dave's JS Fiddle. Your friend has asked you to join their collaboration. Ooh, I'm ready. It's interesting. It's nice that they referred to us as friends, though. Python is even more disgusting. Yeah, so I'm doing pretty much the same as this, I think. Ooh, wacky whale. Well, maybe I shouldn't have read out your name. I don't know. I can see you moving the mouse and stuff. Actually, there's 2 people in here. Whatever is going on. Oh yeah, sure. The link was up there. Yeah, okay. So that should cover us for the X and Y. So let's print these out and make sure that let's move away from the JS Fiddle because it's really putting me off to see people move around. Serial print X. It's fine. I'll tidy that up in a minute. And then let's grab this. Do println X. Okay. Let's do it. CircuitPython definitely runs in the ESP. 100% sure on that one. I've never used it, but I know people who have. By know people, I mean I was on the Adafruit Discord when they were talking about it. But other than that, oh man, that's just so much faster. Yeah. Okay, so we got this again, as per usual. Let's close, open, send. Then look at our thing. Woohoo! Okay, awesome. Now. So now we do have a string, and we need to convert it to hex. String to hex. Or do we know this was the original question we asked? How do I convert a hex string to an array of bytes? That's not what I want. Convert string to hex on Arduino platform. So I'd like to translate it to hex value like data hex 0x59. Not exactly what I'm looking for. Hex string. If the number is made up of 2 nibbles, each representing that's 2 hex. Is that not what I want? So I have the number represented as a hex string at the moment, and I need that as a uint 16. Well, I could have it represented as anything. Uint 16 t. That's a char. That's not what we want. That was string int to hex string. Okay. Get bytes to uppercase. See also. Like I said, is this one, right? It's STR L owl. STR owl. Thank you, Melmoth. You're one step ahead. So I am going to need to use C functions for standard string. I will subtext eventually, but if that's available, that should work. I will need to no problem, unexpected maker. I presume nobody else has it stuck on 160p. I didn't even think Twitch let me downcode to anything else. I thought that was only for Twitch partners. Thanks for joining anyways, Sion. Alright, so color equals strl. Okay, this would get way too long, so let's just add another string. String color string. So first things first is color string is equal to second comma, don't need an endpoint, we don't need to int that. That's what that enters, and then I'm gonna need to convert this too, right? I'm gonna need to convert this to a string of yeah, you got me. Color string. Okay, so let's just for all you Americans, I'm keeping that U. Okay, let's try this, and then if that works, we can bring in the display. Oopsies. Let's find out. Yeah. Let's get my WebSocket thing ready. Done uploading. Let's close. Open. Connected. Alright. Sent. Didn't seem to do anything. Just make sure that that thing is working. Okay, that's it connected, and then we close, and we open, and we send. And we... So I guess I would need to... There's a way of printing out the hex version, right? Print out hex value Arduino serial. Yeah, so it's dash hex. Yep, thank you, Malmut. Okay, done uploading, it's connected, close, open, send. Is that wrong? Why is that wrong? I don't understand. Variable was 16-bit. But what I need, like, the colors to be in... Oh, so, yeah. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, you're right. So, I'm sending one too many. My substring was solid. How come that didn't show up? That's weird that it didn't show up. So I hardly need to connect every time, do I? Is it just a serial monitor thing? That's weird. Just let's put this over here. That's connected. Close, open. Got my connection, and I hit send. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put an F in, hit send. Okay, that's working. Okay, cool. So that's working there. So let's bring in some display code. So let's save this as basic WebSockets. That's fine. That's saved. Now let's save it as WebSockets with display. Oops. Yeah, good. We can move away from this horrible conversion crap that I can't do. Okay, so let's start pulling in stuff from here. Let's pull in all this good stuff. Don't need the colors. I guess it would make sense to do split screen again. Right, we have all of that. Don't need that. Do need display updater. I'll keep that above setup. We have serial. We can take this. Display that begin. Let's do it after. Oh, let's do it before the Wi-Fi stuff. Guess we wanted to display the Wi-Fi. And then it should be a case of up here doing this, right? Draw pixel X, Y, color. I think that should be everything. I think I might be missing something from the setup. Yes, this also has a yield. I don't know why, but let's put it in. Okay. What are we thinking? Will this work? I think it should, right? I don't think we're doing anything. You didn't even see horrible stuff. I once had a line that casted 4 times in tree function. Nice. Oh, that's a disaster. Yeah. Yeah, so like definitely there's room for improvements with this. Like I'm converting it to a string to convert it back into other stuff, which just seems nasty enough. Yeah. No, I converted that mic with the ATOL stuff, or not the ATOL, what was it? This here, standard TOL. That is now uint 16. Done uploading. I probably should have put something on the screen first to see. You're no problems whatsoever. Okay. Moment of truth. So I guess we may as well stick with this request we've been doing over and over again. Alright. That looks beautiful. Let's get this color, whatever it is, and paste it in. So if I put in 5 and 5. Alright. This is the worst interface ever for drawing on this thing, but that's... Oh, didn't seem to like that. Why didn't that work? Out of bounds? 2050. Oh, wrong way around. I'm surprised that didn't crash. Yeah, there we go. Let's try find out. It's 0. yeah, went red. I don't know if you can see that. It looks pretty perfectly red on my screen, but or in my screen, in my eyes. Yeah, so like the next thing that you would do, and I don't think I'm going to start into it now, is so this is Dave Watts sent this on earlier. So like this is kind of my idea for this, but instead of outputting an array like this, instead of outputting an array like this, oops, it would it would just draw straight to the screen. Oh, we get you now. We know you aren't really working on it, and just comment on a video fake. I don't know what you mean. We got you know. We know you aren't really working on it, and just comment on a video fake. I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry, but yeah. So the idea would be to like draw on this thing, and it automatically reflect up here. So I think that would be the next steps, but I'm too tired to get into that now, and I'd have to take a look at what Dave is doing. So he just has he has a load of divs here. He said on your screen it looks red. Well, actually, I'm looking at it. I look at it on the OBS preview most of the time. That's where I'm looking when I'm streaming. So if I'm looking over this way, that's what I'm looking at. But I keep saying that like as in because I think the screen looks better in person than it does on or sorry, this display looks better in person than it does on a screen. And I keep going, oh yeah, it looks better in like in my on my display, and I'm like, oh wait, no, that's not right. Yeah, so I think I might finish up there. Let me take a quick. Oh, I can't see SA Druce. I can see his stuff now. If people have any other questions, I happy to answer for the next few minutes. Are you still on SAI Druce? Thanks for the help, Dave. I'll actually, while I'm blabbering on here, let me upload. I have to add a git ignore. No, I'll do that stuff later. I'll have to upload this code to GitHub. But yeah, this is a good foundation for what we need to do. So now we just need to make a web interface for it. Thanks. Let's compliment your name is very appropriate. Spread positivity. That's interesting. Thank you. Yeah. SAI Druce, if you're still on, I would recommend the stuff that's in that link I sent you is a load of individual bits. It's not an actual kit, but I think it's pretty good value. I just got an achievement on Twitch. Who watches the watchers reach 15 average viewers in the last 30 days. So that's really good. Thanks everybody for contributing to that. Yeah. I remember when like getting 3 or 4 viewers was an achievement. So yeah, I didn't want to say it, but Let's Compliment did sound like a bot. Sorry if you're not a bot, Let's Compliment. Okay, cool. Guys, I'm going to finish up there. Thanks so much for joining. Check out the video on YouTube if you haven't on how to set up this display with an ESP8266. Definitely want to try get a mailbag video out. I have a huge amount of posts at the moment, and also I have I have SciQ's video that is shot. I just need to edit, and yeah, so hopefully we'll get them out the door. Thanks OpTips, thanks Subtix, thanks Mike Swan. See you next time. Bye bye.